Good evening. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Hi.
I want you to start off by imagining yourself walking up to a casino, going inside, walking towards the blackjack table, taking a seat, placing your bet. The dealer's going to hand you two cards. In this scenario, he hands you a 7 and a 5. The dealer's showing a 6. What's the best play? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to go over that scenario, along with many other keys to improving your blackjack game. In blackjack, the dealer has to stand in any hand 16 or below. So unless he busts, you have to have a hand that's 18 or better. Just want to let you know. First, I want to go over soft hand versus hard hand. Will Bennis of the University of Chicago on the Journal of Gambling Issues defines hard hands as hands without an ace or hands for which the ace can only legally be used as a 1. If the ace can be used as either an 11 or a 1, it's called a soft hand. As you can see here, this hand is an ace and a 6, making a soft 17, but because it can be a 1 or 11. And if you take a card, in this scenario, the soft hand draws a 10, it becomes a hard hand. Now I want to talk about when you should take a card or stand. Jan Zwang at Cal Berkeley's Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Schools says to take a card in any hand below 17 if the dealer is showing an 8, 9, or any card that's valued of 10. So it's 10, Jack, Queen, or King. So any face card and a 10 should take a card because the dealer is most likely not going to bust. You should stand with any hand above 11 when the dealer has 4, 5, or 6 because the dealer is most likely going to bust. And if you take a hand, you're risking busting as well. Now I want to talk about soft hands with aces. If you have 19, 20, or 21 with an ace, obviously you stand because chances are you're going to win the hand regardless. But if you have an ace that's totaling 18, only draw if the dealer is showing an 8, 9, or 10. That's an ace and a 7. You should always take a card if you have an ace that totals 17 or less. That's an ace and a 6 or less because you have a lot of wiggle room there with being that it's a soft hand. I want to quickly go over what doubling down is. Doubling down basically is doubling your bet, and the dealer gives you one additional card. You should only consider doubling down when you have a value of 9, 10, or 11. When you have 11, always double down. Great chance of winning and doubling your bet. When you have 10, only double down if the dealer has 9 or less shown. When you have 9, go ahead and double down if the dealer is showing 4, 5, or 6. As I said before, most likely they're going to bust. In this scenario, as you can see, the hand that the person was dealt is a 7 and 4, giving them 11. They decided to double down. They got a king, giving them 21, beating the dealer's hand of 20, doubling their bet. Shift over to splitting your hand. Splitting your hand is basically creating two hands with, you have to have two cards of the same value, like so, 2 8s, or 2 6s, 2 4s, etc. According to blackjackbees.com, you never split 10s, because you have 20, you might as well stand, you're probably going to win the hand. You should never split 5s, instead double down. Should always split 8s because 16 is considered the worst hand in blackjack. And by splitting, you have a chance of winning either hand, one of the hands, and at least getting half your money back. Split 7 if the dealer is showing 7 or less, and with 2s and 3s, the dealer is showing has 4, 5, or 6. You should split or 7. And also always split with aces because you can get double blackjack. In conclusion, we went over 3 key strategies to improving your blackjack game. I'm not saying you're going to become an instant professional blackjack player, but I can guarantee you that you'll be leaving the table with more money than you started with. You will you know when to take a card, when to stand, when to double down, and when to split. Now I want to go back to the opening scenario of your hand showing a 7 and 5, giving you 12. The dealer is showing a 6. What's the best play? Anybody?
Stay.
Very good. I'd like to open up to questions and answers. I'll give answers to any of your questions. Anybody?
When do you hit with a 16?
You should hit with a 16 if the dealer is showing 4, 5, or 6. You should, if the dealer is showing an 8, 9, or 10, excuse me, because there's a good chance that they're going to have a better hand than you.
If you go to a casino, can you take that little chart with you that shows when the splitting chart?
You're not supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean,
You
also you
get
can't
thrown
count cards either. I don't know if you get thrown out. I think it depends on the casino, but
Oh.
they're not really pleased seeing that.
And you really can't count.
Counting cards is illegal. This is all based on not counting cards as well.
Does it make a difference, you think, when they change out the card? Like they run out of cards? If people,
Well, they use multiple decks.
right? Okay.
They use multiple decks. Casinos differ between 3 decks, 4 decks, 5 decks, just so you can't count cards.
What's counting?
Counting cards would be paying attention to knowing that all the aces have been already played, all the kings have already played, all the,
How do they know that you're doing that?
They don't technically,
Uh-huh.
but that's why they do the 4 decks,
Oh,
so
okay.
you can't really do
To
that.
prevent
They
people
did 1
from doing
deck,
it. Okay.
like mathematical geniuses could
You could
easily
do
do
it.
that, yeah.
Okay.
If you see the Rain Man with Dustin.
Also, I have one of these for you guys to study, for each of you,
Oh,
Thanks.
to improve your game. You're welcome.
fabulous.
Thanks again for
So
joining me
can
today.
we
That was
maybe
perfect.
try to sneak that in? I
Can
guess we
can I ask a question about insurance? Is there such a thing as insurance, like if you're gonna,
You can take insurance when the dealer's showing an ace,
what do you?
but then the only thing you'll get is your money back.
So it's like a push?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Take insurance as a term.
Thank you.
I have a question. How do I become a public speaker like you?
Take intro to public speaking.